Hello, everyone. It's Peachy, and welcome to the fourth annual African American History Month cast video series. I started this series to give a little black history on lesser known historical figures. There's a lot of history out there, and I decided to use The Sims to showcase it. I hope you take a few minutes to check out some of the previous figures I have spotlighted. Also, I hope with each week during the month of February, you will learn something about someone you didn't know. But before we get started, I wanted to thank you for stopping by. If you are new here, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. Ready for the cast portion? Let's get started. Frederick McKinley Jones was born on May 17, 1893 in Cincinnati, Ohio. His mother died when he was 9 and he was forced to drop out of school. A priest in Covington, Kentucky raised him until he was 16. Upon leaving the rectory, Jones began working as a mechanic's helper at the R.C. Crothers garage in Cincinnati. He would spend much of his time observing the mechanics as they worked on cars, taking in as much information as possible. These observations, along with his insatiable appetite for learning through reading, helped Jones develop an incredible base of knowledge about automobiles and their inner workings. Within 3 years, his skills and love for cars had netted him a promotion to shop foreman. By 19, he had built and driven several cars in racing expositions and soon became one of the most well-known racers in the Great Lakes region. During World War I, he was a sergeant in the U.S. Army and served in France as an electrician. While serving, he rewired his camp for electricity, telephone, and telegraph service. After being discharged by the Army, he moved to Minnesota where he began his study of electronics, eventually building a transmitter for a local radio station. To make ends meet, Jones often aided local doctors by driving them around for house calls during the winter season. When navigation through the snow became difficult, Jones attached skis to the undercarriage of an old airplane body and attached an airplane propeller to a motor. He was soon whisking doctors around town at high speeds in his new snow machine. Over the next few years, he would invent more and more innovative machines. When one of the doctors he worked for complained that he had to wait for patients to come into his office for x-ray exams, Jones created a portable x-ray machine that could be taken to the patient. Unfortunately, like many of his early inventions, Jones never thought to apply for a patent. He watched helplessly as other men made fortunes off of his versions of the same device. Impervious, Jones began new projects, including a radio transmitter, personal radio sets, and eventually motion picture devices. In 1927, Joseph Numero, the head of Ultraphone Sound Systems, hired Jones as an electrical engineer. Numero's company made sound equipment that was used in movie houses throughout the Midwest. Always the innovator, Jones converted silent movie projectors into talking projectors by using scrap metal for parts. In addition, he devised ways to stabilize and improve the picture quality. In 1939, he invented and received a patent for an automatic ticket dispensing machine to be used at movie theaters. He later sold the patent rights to RCA. Eventually, Numero and Jones formed a partnership called the U.S. Thermal Control Company, with Jones as vice president. He was given the task of developing a device that would allow large trucks to transport perishable products without spoiling. Jones set to work and his automatic refrigeration system, the Thermo King, was born. Eventually, he modified the original design so it could be outfitted for trains, boats, and ships. The Thermo King transformed the shipping and grocery businesses. Grocery chains were now able to import and export products that previously could only have been shipped as canned goods. As a result, the frozen food industry was born, and for the first time, consumers could enjoy fresh foods from around the globe, and U.S. Thermo became a multi-million-dollar company. For this, he created an air conditioning unit for military field hospitals and a refrigerator 4 military field kitchens. As a result, many lives were saved. A modified form of his device is still in use today. In 1944, Jones became the first African American to be elected into the American Society of Refrigeration Engineers. During the 1950s, he was a consultant to the U.S. Department of Defense and the U.S. Bureau of Standards. In 1991, President George H.W. Bush awarded the National Medal of Technology posthumously to Numero and Jones, presenting the awards to their widows at a ceremony held in the White House Rose Garden. Jones was the first African American to receive the award, though he did not live to receive it. He was inducted into the Minnesota Inventors Hall of Fame in 1977. He was posthumously awarded the National Medal of Technology. Jones was the first black inventor to ever receive such an honor. So, did you learn something you weren't aware of? Guess what? There's always more out there to learn. In the description box below are links where I pull this information. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening, whatever time you're watching this. Be safe out there. Bye for now.